And intro question for the day would be, what bird are you most alike? Or if it's not alike, then respect. So I'll go ahead and start. Intentions for the call are obviously to catch up on progress and move towards the last final release of this project that we've been working on for so long. Distractions. I am just calling in today, not at my desk, unfortunately. And the animal that the bird that I am most like, I think I'm going to go easy and just say owl, because I would prefer to be up all night. So that's me, and I will pass it to Juanca.
Thanks, Bradley. Yeah, my intention is to think and to see what is happening in the group. And the bird that I like the most is the eagle, because once I heard that when they are old and their beak is not sharp, they take it away themselves so that a new beak um, like grows again sharp, and that's cool to live longer. And I'll pass to Sam.
My favorite bird. I don't know how it is called in English. It's called colibri. I like the name Spanish a lot, and it is it eats nectar, which the bees do as well. So they have this in common. So I like this one. I think that it's called. I should check it out. Well, in the
Google
meantime,
says hummingbird.
Hummingbird.
probably, yeah. Colibri. Okay. Intentions for the call. Latest updates. We have the bonding curve. We have we had a little problem with the gardens, but it's solved now. So probably we can launch the demo today or tomorrow. If there is nothing else, we still don't have the actual demo launched, but it is something that we have no blockers right now. So probably we can have it this week. Um, we will tell you more about that in a moment. I think that there is not any other question, right? I am in a cafe, so it's a bit noisy here. Um, I will pass it to Septi.
Thanks, Sam. Yeah, my intention for the call is just to see the last updates. Like maybe the demo is not yet, but yeah, sing. My favorite bird, it's a crow. I love them. I know people hate and still they are annoying, but I love them. I'll pass it to Chui.
Thank you, Septi. Intentions, sync. Favorite bird. I was gonna say eagle first and then crow, but you probably guys know more about those. So I'll say turkey because they taste delicious this time of the year. And I'll pass it to Gabby.
Hi everyone. Yeah, intentions is to catch up with the work on the Commons Swarm and being able to provide help, if any, with the gardens deployment. And the bird, the one that came to mind is the national bird of Uruguay, that is the teros. It's the autochthon, original bird from here in Uruguay. that is particular. I can share a link to Atero. I pass it to Paulo if he doesn't know when already.
Thanks, Gabby. My favorite bird, I will have to say the mockingbird. I really love the idea of a singing bird. So, yeah. And intentions for this week is to discuss the latest advance on the demo and the test of the Commons upgrade. And know what you guys have been working on also as well. And yeah, and distractions now for the moment. So yeah, I'll pass it to Naka.
Hey, yeah, well, favorite bird, I have to say I had never asked myself that question. I've been thinking of it. I don't know, I would say either the owl or the ostrich, but there's no real reason for any of them. So, yeah. And intentions just sync up, see how everything's going, and that's it. And I don't know who went already. I think that was all. But I know Juanca, maybe. I didn't hear you. So I'll pass it to Juanca.
I went. I don't know if Elezar went.
Yeah, I think Paolo.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Back to you, Bradley, or
Okay.
maybe we have already. Yeah, back to you.
All right. Well, thanks, Sam. It's coming right back at you, actually. Let's hear about how the bonding curve went, hear about what Sokai thought, and anything else you have to tell us about it.
Okay, yeah, there are two things. I will share the screen. Let's see if I have some problems with my computer, so I can only share code here. I cannot share the. I don't know why Firefox is not recognized by Discord. But if you go to convert.tcommons.org, you will see the bonding curve. And it is using the most recent API for the bonding curve, so it's working. There was another thing that Shokai found last week, and this week it's fixed. The fix for it, there was two ways to fix it. I first went the way that Shokai was mentioning, to just remove the possibility of specifying a buyer or a seller, which is totally safe. But then I saw that Griff some time ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, was interested in being able to specify who is buying or who is selling in order to receive the tokens in case that the tokens are not transferable. Sorry. So I changed it in order to have the same API that we had. So we didn't have to change so much the convert. It was changed in order to make the calculation right, but we didn't have to change it in order to support another kind of call in order to buy and sell. And hopefully this also saves us from other things that could be breaking. Well, it's not actually something that was a problem, but the thing is that now we are supporting this buy proxy or sell proxy, in which you can buy or you can sell for somebody else. So imagine that you have a specific token, a collateral token. You go to the bonding curve and you buy it for somebody else, and just the contrary, you can sell for somebody else. So you have the token and you want to send to somebody else. So the issue was that as it was before, you were forcing somebody else to buy or somebody else to sell if they had enough allowance, which was very bad. But now it will not be like this. I am still looking for the latest review from Shokai. I don't know if he is going to review it again or not. I think that as it is right now should be completely fine. The tests are there and everything should be tested and working. But still, it will be nice if he if he says the last word. And maybe Gabi or Paulo, if you want to check out the code as well, just to make sure that you don't see anything that is wrong. Okay, and yeah, I think that this is it. This is it from the part of the bonding code. So now what we have to do is test the integration with the rest of the garden. Maybe in relation to the demo and the integration to the garden, maybe Paulo has more updates on this part. I can also tell which are the latest things, but I think that you, Paulo, know a little bit more on the latest thing. You just sent me a message now, so we had a blocker that it has been resolved in this last hour.
Excellent.
Maybe Paulo, can you tell us about which is the state and which will be missing for it?
Sure. So me and Sam started working on a demo this Friday. We had some problems with the Gardens template because some of the app IDs that you need in order to set up a Gardens was invalid, but it's already fixed, so now we can deploy Gardens without no problems in XDAI on the staging version. So that was a blocker that we had this Friday, but we also were working on the parameters for this garden. And well, I just deployed the gardens today, the test one. So I think it's ready. And as we were discussing last week, we could do a demo between us, like a local demo, and maybe we can do one with the community, or I don't know. But yeah, that was the problem with the gardens. It's already solved. And regarding the integration, I almost finished the integration test with the bonding curve. I did the ones with the purchase order test to see if the correct amount of tokens were minted for the user and the correct amount of collateral was sent to the commons pool and the reserve pool on all that. I'm just finishing the sell orders ones, but it should be ready for today. And yeah, I also add the test for the Oracle, the Migration Tools Oracle, which is basically that you cannot vote until all the tokens are claimed, all the tokens for the hatchers, I mean. So I also add tests for that. And yeah, hopefully I can coordinate with Sam today to talk about the demo, and maybe we could have it for today or early tomorrow. But it's basically, I think, ready for testing. So yeah, I don't know if you want to comment on that, Sam, or anything. But that's all from my part.
Yeah, I will wait until we know that the frontend is working with this. I mean, I hope that we don't find any other blocker, but I'm probably we will not. But yeah, it looks like we are almost there. So it was the app IDs at the end. We were just asking why it was not working. Probably it is because it was using the RingKB one, right?
I'm not sure which app ID was using, but yeah, it's already fixed.
Yeah, I think when we deployed the app, the garden template on X-Day, he mistakenly put a wrong app ID on the disputable voting, and that's why the or disputable conviction voting, I remember. But yeah, it was not able to be found because it doesn't exist.
Okay, and something else that is very important. What parameters do we want to use? Because for this demo we are using ones that were like random. I don't remember right now the proposal. We only changed the voting period or something like that in order to make it faster, like one day or something like that. Do you have any favorite parameters or something for the next demo that we are going to do?
Yeah, I mean, we could just use the top voted ones on token log.
We actually did use one of them. I think it was called Mathematics 2.0, the issue one. We took all the parameters from there. I think we can share the parameters on the Telegram group, as well as the URL to the gardens, so you can guys check it out.
Nice.
I am strongly in favor of this.
Yeah.
Did you make mathematics V2? Nugget?
Yeah, I was.
Nice.
Yeah. And I'll share it right away.
It's a bold one. I like it.
Okay. So I just sent the link to the gardens, and these were the parameters that we use. I just shared it on the Telegram. Yeah.
It's the same one that is on token log, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Issue 75.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
We also took
We chose it randomly. So this is the one that looks more promising, guys.
I wouldn't say we know which one looks the most promising or anything like that.
Okay, still early. What were you saying, Paulo?
No, that we also published to IPFS we took the TC community covenant from the forum and published it. that's another thing that we need to have ready for the gardens.
It is kind of frozen, right? It is already. It is not going to change.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it was formally ratified yet, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to change. They've been working on it for months. I'm pretty sure it's in a happy place.
And then there are some parameters that may be that are not in the token log or the proposals, are not in the config dashboard, that were going to be decided by Gravity or SoftGov, I don't remember.
So they're actually in the dashboard. They're hidden from view to some extent, but you could actually change them if you wanted. It's like an advanced setting. So, and it should be in each GitHub issue has it at the end, the advanced settings.
Pablo, do you remember which were the parameters in the JavaScript that we did not find in the header of the because it is not they are not present in the headers. So maybe because
I'm not quite sure. I know that one of them was the minimum stake amount of the conviction voting one, but I'll have to.
We called it min effective supply, and it's just at the very end of the GitHub issue is the all the numbers.
Okay.
They are in the end of the issues.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we didn't see them.
No worries. The only one we took out was the common, I think it was called common pool amount, which it was just because it was kind of confusing to have it say common pool amount, and then it's like, well, the initial common pool amount is determined by the tribute, you know? And so we just took that one out. That's the one that's not listed. And it just should be 0.
Yeah, it is 0, yeah, because it is the amount that is minted for the common pool, which should be 0.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's also parameters regarding the ones that you set on the covenant section on the gardens onboarding, like the settlement period. I think those also we didn't find them on the issue.
Yeah, so they're at the bottom of the issue.
Okay, all of them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just take a look then.
Okay, I think that this is all from the demo update. The thing that we need to do is, well, there are 2 options. Or we do this internal demo, or because now it's easy and cheap to do as many demos as we want. We have all the infrastructure. We do first this internal demo, and we launch a demo with the community when we have this working. And that should be it. I just needed some test die in one of my accounts, so I could be sending it to whoever wants, and we can test it.
Nice. So are we going to put in the right amount of test die into the common pool as well?
Yeah, of course. Everything should be very similar to what. I mean, it's important to have the right parameters. If not, we may miss something.
Awesome.
All right, you created a hatch demo, right, Sam?
Yes, and it has like 1.5 million.
Okay.
Test die.
Awesome.
One I would like to take the opportunity to share some insight we had in the weekend. I would like to know your early feedback. We realized the abstain proposal is a bit misleading right now. We were wondering if that we would like to make it more different from the rest, because it's and maybe inform in a better way what it effect has in the system. And then if there are no other proposal than the abstain, showed like no proposal yet banner instead, because the abstain is always present and is more like this black hole where you can send your stakes and you change the dynamics of the system on the commission voting. But I think right now is a bit missed. Yeah, we are not giving any context about that whatsoever.
I do not like this abstain proposal as it is either, and I think that something way more deep should be made in regards of that, because it also makes the mathematics on conviction voting difficult to understand. It is the responsible of having a third graph in the simulation that we have for conviction voting, and I think that with only two graphs it should be enough. One for the threshold and one for the conviction voting. One for the conviction, I mean. So I think that instead of affecting the amount of conviction, it should affect the threshold. To put your tokens on abstain should be affecting the threshold, not the conviction. In order to do that, I think that it will require have a way deeper discussion on how to redo the conviction voting. We can also use the new contracts that we were developing in osmotic funding, which are way more clearer, and you can have conviction voting as a class and then inherit from it. I will do a way deeper polishing of the application, but in the meantime, maybe just putting the front end in a different way can help. I just want to say that if you want to do this right, it may be interesting to be thinking on a conviction 2.0. Any other comments on this?
Yeah. Well, go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say cool. And yeah, go ahead. Your
I was just going to say that the quick and dirty thing would just be add some better text to communicate what they're doing, what this proposal is doing, and like really enable the end user to just signal their preferences, like maybe say something like, I don't really like any of the proposals, or and make sure that they know that if they don't like any proposals, this is a great place to put their tokens. And really, it's like, what do we want to communicate to the user, and then just write that explicitly in the proposal. This, vote here if you don't like any proposals that are out right now. And then, say in the actual proposal, this actually slows down the ability for other proposals to pass. And just change the text just for like MVP. And then, yeah, obviously there's a lot of thoughts that can be put into Conviction 2.0.
Yeah. No, I agree with both comments, and I think a first step would be to clarify a bit more of the role that abstain has in the current conviction body, and afterwards for the V2, do a much more refactor of the whole system. So yeah, thanks for the comments.
Okay, we have the plan ready.
Yeah.
Is there any other point that you want to talk about? This is your chance.
I feel bad because I missed the beginning, but is there also a link to the is the convert deployed right now as well as this test gardens?
Yes, it is not connected to the test gardens, but it is working with the latest. The only thing that is not deployed is the latest fix on the contract, but it is connected to a contract that gives you the correct amounts. I am waiting for a last review for the contract in order to release the latest one. If not, I will have to release another one later. But I think that as it is, everything is fine now.
Okay, cool. But the test TC in the garden is different than the test TC in convert right now.
Yeah, in convert it is a token that is called ABC. It is because it's not connected to the garden. We have to do it. Yeah, it needs to make the upgrade.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Right now the garden is prepared. We have to do the migration, and then we open the bonding curve. And in the moment in which we open the bonding curve, then we have the convert connected to the garden.
Okay, cool. And then with one, I noticed that to create a proposal, it's asking for 25 TEC. We had discussed before about it being a stable token value, but a variable amount of TEC. Is that still possible, or is that something we need to change?
It is. The stable amount is 50, and this is one of the things that we didn't see in the proposal, so we just put it out. Which is the amount of US dollars that that this proposal specifically was requesting for a deposit, a proposal deposit, or a challenge deposit?
It was saying 200 for a proposal deposit, 200 wrapped XDAI, and 400 wrapped XDAI for a challenge deposit. But the idea was that they would be in TEC, right?
It is going to be in TEC, but the amount of the stable amount, it will be always asking for the amount in dollars.
Sweet.
I don't know.
Are we going to be able to test those Oracle values?
I'm not sure about that. Oracles are always difficult to test because they have to be updated using the service that we are not entirely. I don't know which is the current state of that. From my side, what I know about it is that it's a Docker somewhere that sometimes is failing. This is what I know about them. But Gabi, do you know how is it working? What's the state of that, and if that is more fixed now than it was when we had some problems with them?
Can you repeat? Sorry, that I
About
missed it. Yeah,
about the price oracle.
yeah. Okay, I thought it was that. I want you to confirm. Yeah, I I got a bit more understanding on how that work, and I think it's working more better now because one thing that I believe it was one of the problems was that the previous version has the uh, gas price set to 1 because in Rinkevi and Nexteye for most of the part 1 was right, but right now in Nexteye you can expect a bit more sometimes. So now we are using the ITER's automatic gas estimation, and that's working just fine. And yeah, even in Polygon is working now. So what I can do is show you how they create the service, and we can run it in our own infrastructure as well, or because what that entails is a Docker container, but then for the in the infrastructure we are using Kubernetes to have the service running.
Okay. I guess that this service must be. I mean, is this service running for all the gardens?
That's a good question, and I believe we should. Actually, this is something we were not gonna do, but at least for I believe for the first few gardens on Excite, probably is a good thing to do because it's not that big of an overhead. We might want to update a bit the logic of the service to be able to pass an array of pairs of honey swap pairs instead of only 2 tokens. Otherwise, we can just deploy one service for each with while there is no a lot of currents. Yeah, I wonder what you think is the best approach here.
Okay, one of the things that I'm more worried about is that if you have problems with updating the oracle, then you cannot create new gardens. So this is one of the things that makes me worry about. I don't know if there is other things that are failing. If because the oracle is a critical service, let's say. There are two ways to solve that. Or we make it non-critical. You can create gardens without it. Or we provide a service for all the gardens. Or a very easy way to replicate the service. I don't know how it could be.
But why do you think all the service for each garden need to be running for create? I think only the honey oracle oracle is the one needed for the
That's the
garden
critical
creation.
one. Yeah, you're right. That's the critical one.
One thing we can try to do is if there is an error, have this configuration on Kubernetes to deploy a new instance, like a new replica, I think it's called. But I didn't explore that, and right now we are using like only a single instance. So if there is a problem, I think that's not like handled.
And what happens if, just thinking aloud, what would happen if the oracle is not called during an amount of time? People will be using a wrong price in order to do challenges or in order to do disputes. Well, disputes or proposals. The amount that they are required to have in the deposit will be wrong, let's say. That's the problem of it right now, right?
Yeah, and during the garden creation, that you can get the create a garden like you say before.
I think it's not about the garden creation, because in the garden creation you are specifying both the amount in the garden token and in XDAI. But probably when you are updating, that if you are not able to update because the oracle is not has not been transaction, you have the price that you had maybe three days ago or something like that. Which I don't think that it's a critical issue. Is this what will happen? Is there something else that will happen that we are not thinking on?
I think that's everything that should be affected, but I would also ask Will, that is, if there are more unrelated problems that could be happening because of that, but I don't think so.
And one more thing, this button in the honeypot for updating the oracle, it is doing exactly the same than the bot that is doing this transaction, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And how much times do you have to click on it? One every hour?
I think it's one every 3 hours.
One every hour.
I think I'm not sure if one every hour or one every 3 hours.
Okay. Okay.
Is there a reason that there's a time limit? Like, why not just let people update it all the time? Or maybe I don't understand the time limit. Is it like it has to be updated every 3 hours, or?
I think it needs to be updated at least.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
I was just guessing that it is the arithmetics. You need a set of the last 24 hours. So in order to just do the mean. So it should be in the right time. But it's only a guess. Gabi, maybe you have more information.
No, in this case, I don't. For the service, how it works is that we check that they can be updated, but there is a function that tells you that can be updated, and if it can be updated, you can update it actually. But I'm not sure if you can update it all the time, even if it was already updated like 5 minutes ago.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it seems like, given, I mean, it's like opens up to attacks, and also like, I don't know, it's a tough one, right? Like someone could just go mess with the price on a liquid market and then update it or something. And that's the fear, right?
Yes, this is the part that I think that is the most sketchy one in gardens, and at the same time there is no simple way to deal with it. I mean, it is very prone to breaking. but still, it is so useful for many things. Not only for giving a price for the disputes, it can be used for many other things. Maybe even recalibrate the treasury or many things. And I think that this is why Chainlink is so important, because it's an important problem to solve and it's difficult to solve it.
Yeah. Cool. Then I guess the question is like, will we be able to test it in our test gardens or not really?
We are in the tests that we have been doing are only on the local blockchain in a fork of XDAI.
Oh yeah.
But we can launch the demo, the internal demo, when Paulo and me are uh, are able to release it, maybe between today and tomorrow, something like that. Please give us the addresses, whoever wants to receive test tokens, test DAI tokens in the hatch, in the test hatch DAO, and we can proceed.
Cool. Where do we give you our address?
Everyone here is not everyone here is in Commons Swarm Garden, in Commons Swarm Telegram. Juanca, if you want to participate, you send it directly to me, and the rest in the Telegram group.
Great. Awesome.
Okay.
Okay. So
All right.
it's it, right?
I think that's everything. Last chance for doorknob questions, out the door questions. All right.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Is there any like possible thing that can mess with the bonding curve, but like outside of the code?
It's an undefined it's an undefined question, which it is good. It's like it's an interesting thing to ask. Not outside the code, but a governance issue could mess with it. I mean, outside the code means people voting things that um, can mess with the bonding curve or can mess with other parts of the code. And inside the code, we have been reviewing everything, but there could be also some book that breaks something, and hopefully we can recover from it because we have governance at the same time. So yeah, outside the code will be people voting on something that messes with it.
Then another question. Like in this thing of the parameters, we have been discussing a lot about entry and exit tributes, and like my question is how, like, how can we simulate the market scenarios to know like how many people are going to actually invest in the bonding curve?
I don't think we can simulate that very well. We could make transactions. We could just make some big transactions, but it's going to be hard to have them have any viability without any previous examples of of commons launching.
Okay.
But that's a good point. I mean, will we have a bunch of extra T-die SEM that we can play some games with this thing?
We have all the die that right now there is in the HatchDAO. It's minted it, a copy of it that you will have. I mean, all the people who is. Okay, I get what you say. That
Yeah, so
we need external die.
yeah, external.
External die, I get it. Okay, I will look for it. I hope, if not, I will do another HatchDAO. I hope that we can have it. I think that it's. I think we. I think yes.
Nice.
How much? Like 10 million?
Yeah, that would be great. And we can just disperse it to the community to buy and sell and make it a little game or something for when we go with the community,
Okay, for this internal demo, what do we do?
We probably don't need it. I don't think we need it for the internal demo. I mean, we just need to make sure everything works first before we start testing that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then, actually, speaking of that kind of testing, is DAO voting? Is there a DAO voting UI?
The Gardes one.
Yeah, like the decision voting. Like, can you make a decision vote and delegate and that sort of stuff?
It should be ready, right? The latest date.
Yeah, it has the post support for adding your delegate in the home UI, and then also allow you to vote and vote on behalf of your principals in the vote, and you can also see in the profile all the people that the particular profile delegates and is delegated. One thing is to consider is that having in the give feedback on the current setup, because what we would like to do is remove from the screen of the home screen the delegate box, and instead put it in their own page with all the gardens that you are delegating, because we believe it's not entirely in the right place to put it in the home of the garden.
And this version, the honeypot NPFP, this version that we have, the latest that Paulo shared, is this a branch? How are we managing the branch in which we have the staging? Maybe it could be a nice branch to have, like the one that is pointing to the GraphQL that has the staging gardens, and have the latest updates on the honeypot as well.
I'm not sure if I understood what you mean. What you mean with the garden station?
Do we have a branch that?
Yeah. It's garden station.
Okay, and which
is the on
where
every
is it
change?
On
every change is deployed on this URL gardenstation.onehigh.org.
Okay.
What about the Vercel deployment that the URL that you share with me, Gabi? Is that the same? I don't know if you remember, you shared with me one with. I can send you the link.
Yeah, maybe it was before we actually pointed to our actual URL, because before it was creating a new one on every in every commit instead.
Okay.
Now it's always that we update the garden staging branch, it will be published into this URL.
Okay.
So here is the delegate. I'm sharing the screen, and you can add your delegate here, and you will be able to also update it afterwards. And in your profile, you will see the delegate and delegate fork, and yeah. Yeah, I think in XI I already include a few delegates on the Honey UI.
Okay. I just shared that garden staging URL on the Telegram group for everyone that wants to participate on the demo. I was using the Vercel deployment branch, but yeah.
I can see here. But yeah.
The animations are fantastic. I don't care that it takes a long time to load if the animations are like this.
Nice. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And when you actually participate on the decision vote, and you can try it with you can create a vote in the it should allow you to vote on behalf of your delegates.
Amazing. That's awesome.
So
I think I create one here.
So you can vote for you.
I can.
If it is not exactly the same that if you vote, you are not voting automatically for your delegates.
No, it's an extra transaction, because you need to vote for yourself and then vote on the behalf of your delegates. And then the good thing is that while the voting period remains, your delegate can go ahead and rule your if you would rule you and change your decision.
Okay, that's
all that is working already.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, we can do a demo of that.
Okay, I don't see the need this extra maybe this extra transaction, or I don't see the need if you are voting and you have delegates. Maybe you don't want delegates. Maybe you are an anarchist and you don't want people who follows you. Maybe
okay.
that's it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
You mean like having one only button or something, or what?
Okay. So when you vote, you have to sign 2 transactions. That's it. But
you sign 2, except you don't have a delegate. If you have, yeah.
Okay, that's perfect. No. It is very well. It is very good as it is.
Okay, nice.
So just to be clear, it's 1 button click, but 2 MetaMask pop-ups.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Nice. That looks super cool, man. Is that awesome. Did you recorded this, right?
Me or who?
No, is that?
I was just stopping recording the community call. What did you say?
Oh no! I was gonna say, are you recording this one too?
Yeah, both are recorded.
Nice, amazing. Zep found a way to clone himself.
What was the question?
Oh, I want to show this video off to the Giveth crew. So.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for recording.
Yeah, no problem.
And of course, thank you, Gabby, for showing up for all the work and showing us all the great work.